Okay guys, I'm now ready to do a top 25 PlayStation 1 games. Okay? This will be my top 25, and I'm going to go through this very quick, because I want to get down to the number 1 in this video. Okay? So we're going to start with Ghost in the Shell, number 25. Okay, Motortoon Grand Prix, number 24. Okay, number 23 is Jet Moto 1, 2, and 3. Okay, number 22 is Arc the Lad Collection. Okay, number 21 is Twisted Metal 3. Number 20 is Twisted Metal 4. Okay, number 19 is Street Fighter EX 2 and Street Fighter EX. Okay. Number 18, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. 17, Spyro Collection, either one, you choose. Okay. 16, Kingsfield 2. Okay, 15, Beyond the Beyond. Okay, 14, Guardians Crusade. Okay. 13, Silent Hill. Just one. Okay. 12, Chocobo Racing. 11, Resident Evil 2. 10, Rage Racer. Not Rage Racer, Rage Racer, guys. Okay, 9, Vandal Hearts. Okay. 8, Xenogears. Okay. 7, Final Fantasy 9. Okay. 6, Lunar 2. Okay. Well, that's good. We got down to those. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the top 5. Alright. Okay, this is 5. Legend of Legaia. This game was actually very good when I had it. I mean, the music wasn't the greatest. And I really liked the character development in the game. And it had its quirks, and the battle system is turn-based and stuff like that. The one thing you get in this game is you get these summons like in Final Fantasy called Seru, okay? And you can earn different Seru throughout the game, which was pretty cool. And you could walk around on the map and battle foes and fight guys named Songai and Court. Alright. And no, but it is a really cool game. I mean, it's not my favorite, but it's a great turn-based game. Okay, definitely deserves number 5. Alright, we're gonna go down to number 4, which is Persona 2. Now, this game was actually pretty difficult. I mean, and most people probably won't even play it because it's so difficult. But that doesn't make it a charming game. I mean, if you play through the game like the right way, you shouldn't have too much trouble. I mean, it is a beatable game, but it is a tough game. I mean, I'm not going to say that, people are wrong out there, and not say it's hard, Alright, one of the things you can do in this game, like the first Persona, is talk to the enemies and, get items and cards from them, Of course, it was something you could do besides level up. And the music was actually pretty good to boot, unlike Legaia. It was also made by Atlus, and it's the second in the series. Okay? But, there's really no relation, I believe, with the Persona games, just like Final Fantasy. I mean, it's just, there might be some ideas that are similar when it comes to story, but I mean, that's probably about it. And the talking to enemies kind of thing. But I believe that does change, within the series. Anyways, yeah, so Persona 2, pretty good game. Made by Atlus. Okay. Okay, number 3, Breath of Fire 3. This was a great game. But let me tell you something. When I played Breath of Fire 3, the first time, I was so wowed. I mean, it was so much better than Breath of Fire 2. Okay? Its predecessor. And I mean, it didn't have a story that had a real connection to Breath of Fire 2. Like, you know, actually, there aren't really too many games that do that. You know, that really continue besides Xenosaga. Uh, yeah, so, you know, Breath of Fire 3, it's different. It's a different story than Breath of Fire 2, and it's definitely better in every aspect. Except for difficulty. I mean, difficulty of Breath of Fire 3 was actually a bit too easy, but still, I mean, you can fish for like fish in the water, you know, fish in the lakes and the ocean. As a matter of fact, you can actually catch a whale in the game. That is right. You can catch a huge freaking whale, and I think it fills your hit points all the way up. Okay, but anyways, yeah, the story is good. The battle system's very good, actually. I really like the way the characters just appeared just like that in battles. It was quick and it was easy. And there was also a feature where you could learn different attacks. Okay, and you could actually share those attacks with using skill links, which were actually kind of rare, but you can actually earn them too. Yeah, I mean the bosses were pretty cool too. I mean there wasn't really anything I was afraid of in this game. Yeah. Not even Balio, you know, or anybody who's played Breath of Fire 3. Alright, so anyways, we're gonna move on to number 2, which is, oh, and by the way, I just want to say that when I go to number 2 and 1, these games became greatest hits, guys. So, yeah, they sold huge. Okay? And number 2 is Chrono Cross. Okay? Let me tell you something about Chrono Cross. Sure, it may have its problems, guy, and I'm not saying it doesn't. Well, for me, I didn't really like the final boss music. That was actually pretty much it. I mean, I know the story's a little, you know, there's just too many different things going on, maybe for you to really think about the actual story that's going on. But it's not a bad game, and I mean, come on, you got like 42 characters in this game. How can you complain about that? And the graphics are very good, you know. And I mean, this is SquareSoft quality music, so you're gonna get the best, you know. Well, okay, you're gonna get the best in this game. um, Another thing that I think that people really like about this game is that it's based off of Chrono Trigger, which actually technically isn't true. I mean, it has the name and everything, and it has some story similarities, but it's not Chrono Trigger, you know? And believe me, I've talked to my friend about this many times. But Chrono Cross is not Chrono Trigger. It's not a sequel. You know, it's not Chrono Trigger 2. Okay, it's Chrono Cross. Alright, but still, I mean, I think the story's still pretty good. I mean, even if it's, you know, even if it does what it does. Now, another thing I'd like to talk about is the battles. The battles were actually pretty good in the game. Because the way it worked is that every once in a while you'd build some stats, you know, and after you build enough stats, you fight the boss and then you build more. And another thing you can do is, well, you can see all the enemies in this game, so. Another thing you can do is combine, like, ingredients, you know, and stuff like that to create weapons. Like, you can get the rainbow shells in this game, like you could in, Chrono Trigger. So there are some similarities, but very few. Another thing is that the weapon change, you know, when you equip a different weapon, it looks different. I actually like that aspect of Chrono Cross. Okay. But yeah, you can actually have all your characters have the rainbow equipment, which is very cool. I'm going to move on to number 1, guys, alright? So it was a great game, and it deserves the number 2 spot. Okay, number 1 is Parasite Eve. Congratulations, Parasite Eve. You definitely deserve it. Let me tell you this at first, okay? Well, let's just say this. I think there's a reason why it took this game only about a year or a year and a half to become a greatest hit. I mean, do I really need to even explain it? I really think you should just go out and play it. That's just how good this role-playing game actually is. And, I mean, the story is just... I mean, it's immersive. I don't really want to ruin anything, though. It's immersive, and it's serious. I mean, and it's put together very well. The only complaints I think people might complain about is the ease. Alright. Alright, guys, well, I'm sorry I'm going to have to cut this off. Well, thank you for watching. Top 15 PS1 games.